Here we are at example A from our 0.1 number 2 set of notes. We're asked, what is pretty much the difference between evaluate, simplify, and finally solving? Well, for example A, we're going to pretty much just focus on evaluating something. And here's pretty much our expression that we are going to go ahead and evaluate. And we notice that we have m squared, like negative m squared, plus 2 times m times n, plus n squared. But luckily we kind of already know that m is negative 2 and n is positive 3. So anytime you kind of know variables, what we can go ahead and do is substitute them in for this expression. Now everything else around it we're going to leave just as it is. All we're going to do is show the substitution on the first step. So we have this negative right here. And then instead of m, we know that we dump in parentheses what m actually is. So we see over here that m is negative 2. And that's exactly what we're going to put inside the parentheses. Then we have that little squared up here, that exponent. And then we have our plus 2 times, instead of m, we're replacing it with our negative 2. So in parentheses again, times n, which is positive 3. Plus our n squared. So in parentheses we have n, 3 raised to the second power. So again, that's just pretty much the substitution move that we've learned about. Then we're going to go ahead and try and simplify things as much as possible, pretty much just using GEMDAS. So we're going to leave this negative right out here. And then negative 2 squared comes out to be positive 4. So again, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Plus, right now, let's just go ahead and focus on our exponents for this first line. So we have 2 times negative 2. We'll just rewrite the rest of the stuff. And then 3 squared is the same thing as 3 times 3, which is 9. So again, in this, from the blue to the red, the only steps we did were the exponents there. Next, what we're going to do is focus on pretty much the multiplying of things. And really in front here we have a negative 1 that's being multiplied by the positive 4. So negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Plus, we have 2 times negative 2. Well, that's negative 4. And then times 3 gives us negative 12. And then finally plus our 9. Now in the past, some people get a little mixed up with, well, what's the difference between negative 4, pretty much minus 12? So you might have just negative 4 minus 12. That's actually the exact same thing as what we have here in the green. Because we just add a negative 12 now, it's still the same thing. I haven't changed anything mathematically. And then lastly, what we're going to do is go ahead and combine our like stuff from keywords left to right. So negative 4 plus a negative 12 comes out to be negative 16 plus 9. And then lastly, negative 16 plus 9 comes out to be negative 7. So when we were asked to evaluate this, much of the time it's comprised of pretty much just substituting numbers in and seeing what it comes out to be. It can mean some other things though too. But that's kind of just, one area of where evaluate is. Again, though, that is example A from our 0.1 number 2 set of notes.